Let me start my case. So thanks Singapore Live for the invitation. It's great honor and privilege to do the live case from PGI Chandigarh to Singapore. So let me introduce my team. I am there with my assistant professor Dr. Basant and my fellows Dr. Prithvi, Dr. Srimat and Dr. Kunal. On the IVUS, Puneet is there and then the nursing staff. Let me ask my SR, my fellow Pruthi, to tell about the case.
He's our case. He is a 75-year-old chronic smoker, non-diabetic, normotensive male. He has presented with class 2 angina since 2 months. Clinical examination was unremarkable. ECG showed ST depression and T-wave inversions in V2 to V6 with left anterior fascicular block. 2D echocardiogram showed normal LV function. There is no mitral regurgitation. There is no regional wall motion abnormality. Coronary angiogram showed a single coronary artery with osteoproximal LED showing 90% calcified lesion with left dominant circulation, and anomalous, we can see an anomalous RCA arising from the mid left anterior descending artery. The aortic root angio confirmed our findings that it is a single coronary artery with RCA arising from mid LED. Our plan is to do a PCI to LED with plaque modification by rotablation and PCI optimization by intravascular imaging. Thank you.
Wait, can you show the first scene, please? So basically, this is the case which is having the ostial to mid LED, calcified lesion, very tight stenosis, left dominant circulation. Next view, please. And there is an anomalous origin of the RCA from the mid part of the LED. Next view, please. L6 is normal. Distal part of the anomalous RCA, which is non-dominant, do have the disease. Next, please. And this is the spider view. Ostium of the L6 is absolutely fine. Left man doesn't have the disease. Next view, please. Just stop. So here we are with a calcified ostial to proximal LED with anomalous right coronary from the mid LED. Any comment, any suggestion how to proceed about this stop?
Well, I think, let me ask people around here. Antonio, what would you say?
The LED looks calcified, is pretty evident, so I believe the idea to improve the pre-dilatation with rotablation is makes sense. So I think this is my first comment, and I totally agree with his approach.
Lachuman?
The calcifications are confined to only the proximal LED, right? So should we do an imaging well before the rota, or is it a possibility if the IVUS catheter allows this imaging? Can we do have a IVUS before we even think about the rotablation? Because if it is only confined to less than about 270 arc, then probably we can plaque modify with even the scoring balloons, and then it may be sufficient enough.
But I think you can certainly do an IVUS before, but
Cutting balloon.
I think the looks pretty calcified. So I think always there are always some cases where you do rotablation and then you may not absolutely need. Still, is not such a big deal to do some extra rotablation.
Quite frankly, it boils down to how much resistance or a threshold you have for using rota. Antonio, I think if you're very comfortable to use rota, you obviously see no disadvantage of taking rota. On the contrary, while attempting balloon angioplasty, if you dissect or it's dumbbelling or something, then rota will be a little more difficult to offer if there is a proximal or distal dissection, because increased fear of damaging further. So I think a threshold to rota, if it is low in this particular case, it's a reasonably straightforward rota.
So, okay, can we go to the next? Just hold on. Just hold on.
Fazila, you want to say anything?
Next. Next. Okay, can we go
So,
for the diagnostic angiogram?
So,
So I agreed that okay, rota is required for this so much calcified proximal to mid LAD. There was a difficulty in crossing the microcatheter across this lesion. So doing the IVUS before rota or balloon dilatation, it was going to be difficult. So what we did, next view. Next view, please. Next. So there was some difficulty in crossing across the LAD. Next. And then here we are there with the microcatheter in the distal part of the LAD. Normal wire was changed with the rota wire. Next. And this is the 1.5 bar across the LAD. Ablation was done. Next. Then we dilated the LAD with 2.5 millimeter NC balloon. Next. And then a 3 millimeter NC balloon. Next. Next. This is the 3 millimeter NC balloon. Next. This is after the balloon dilatation. Next. Next. Okay, back. And then I was trying to cross a OCT catheter, but because of the calcification, there was a kink across the left main for the OCT catheter, and therefore we had taken the IVUS across after dilatation with 3 millimeter balloon. And here is the run for the IVUS. Can you enlarge the IVUS on the screen at the main hall?
yeah,
Yeah,
So can you see the IVUS?
yeah, we can.
So the size is around 3 millimeter, 3.5 distally, and there is a calcification. You can see the run. It's a 3.5 millimeter LAD.
so Rajesh is a thick layer of calcification
right.
extending from intima to definitely more than 500 microns.
That's right.
So, just merely cracking with the balloon could have been difficult.
That's right. And therefore we decided
why
to
do you have a wire in RCA? Is the lesion covering the RCA? Or?
No. This wire is just in case I'm going to have any pinch across the ostium of the RCA, I can very well dilate it. Otherwise, distally there is a lesion. Can I have a different view to show the distal RCA lesion? Epicranial. Just show the distal RCA. Push the table on that side. Let me have a look. So there is too much distally. There is a lesion across the RCA, and RCA is non-dominant. So it's only the wire across one of the RV branch of the RCA which I have put across. And IVUS, as you agreed, there is a dense calcification for which we have already dilated with a cutting balloon 3 millimeter across the proximal to mid LAD. Any comment?
The lesion looks well prepared. I think it's
So
the way to
So
do
let
it.
me go ahead and put a stent of 3.5 millimeter size across the ostial LAD. As the left main is fine, I'm not going to extend it. Ostial LAD can be seen in this particular view as well without having any significant disease. IVUS has also demonstrated that left main is fine without having any disease. So let me go ahead and put a 3.5 millimeter stent, 3.526.
Just one question, Rajesh.
Yes, please.
What is the size of the left main?
Left main. What's the size of left main? It's a 5.5.
Right. Okay.
5.5. Can you show the AP caudal? Our previous view. So this is the left main, which is 5.5. Ostial L6 is absolutely okay, and therefore I feel there is enough landing zone at the ostium of the LAD where I can put a stent across. Stent 3.526.
they would anybody from the panel consider putting a wire in the circumflex branch?
Definitely, sir. It
Uh,
requires
would
the
prefer Manoj?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Second important thing after rotablation, the result is not very good. Even balloon dilatation, we have not got a good lumen there. So there is a possibility of shock wave lithotripsy because combination of these two devices definitely improves the outcome in the calcific lesions. And because there is some plaque on the ostium of circumflex, and it is a huge vessels because it is super dominant left system because even RCA is arising from the LED. So in this case, I think wiring of the LCX is must.
Will be done. Test. Test. Double mic. So here we are across the ostium of the LED, covering the lesion very well. I think this is the right position to go ahead for some more RAO and cranial. RAO and cranial. Spider.
What stent have you taken?
It's a 3.526 onyx from the Medtronic, and this is the spider view. I think it is well positioned across. So let me go ahead and deploy it. Negative, inflate. Single mic. 8, 10, 12. Epicranial. Epicranial. Negative. Again inflate. 12 and negative. Negative. So it's 3.526 onyx been deployed at the ostium of the LED at 12 atmosphere, the nominal pressure. And let's see the result after giving some nitroglycerin. He is hemodynamically stable. So here we are. Let me push the catheter somewhat more inside. Somewhat areocranial. Yeah, that's right. Or epicranial. 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 Yes, this is fine. So here we are across the LED, good result. Let me have a look on the IVUS, what's the finding is.
So here we get impression that the proximal edge of the stent
Yes,
is a little beyond the ostium.
ostium, that's right, that's right. Let's have a look on the IVUS, what the result is. Okay. Okay. Doctor Pakad. Go ahead. So can you see the IVUS on the screen?
Yes, we can see the distal to the stent.
Distal to stent, it's okay. So here is the
3.5
stent
vessel.
which got started. It seems to be well opposed over here. At this point, it seems to be somewhat underexpanded, so we can very well dilate it with 3.5 millimeter balloon.
I think in some areas a post-dilatation with a non-compliant will certainly be of help.
And here is the ostium of the LAD, and now comes the left main.
There is some disease in the left main. Huh?
That's right.
But the lumen may be okay.
So can you,
I think the
can you focus
residual
on the
lumen is okay. There
ostium
is
of the
disease.
LAD? Ostium of the LAD, and how much is the plaque burden and area across the ostium of the LAD, which remain unstented in certain millimeter. 3.5 NC. 15.
Antonio, the minimum luminal area in the left main that corresponds to FFR less than 80 is different in Asians as compared to Europeans. The study by Park and Kang, they are putting the figure at 4.8, whereas the European study is 5.9, which corresponds to FFR of less than 80.
I think it depends on the length of the
Body surface area.
of the cross-sectional area. If you have a very focal 5 or 4.5 is different than narrowing extends for
15.
4 or 5 millimeters. So I think to look at the cross-sectional area is important, but also the length
17.
of the
Yeah,
cross-sectional
cross,
area
yes.
reduction
Negative.
Right.
has an impact. So here is post-dilating. I think
We have dilated with the 3.5 NC balloon at 18 atmosphere. Again, go ahead. 18. Negative.
Rajesh, what pressure are you applying?
It's a 18 atmosphere,
Okay.
3.5 millimeter NC balloon. So ostial LAD is how much? 4 mm. So ostial LAD is okay. Otherwise, if you see the lumen, it's a well patent, and I don't feel like there is need to put another stent across the ostium of the LAD. Maybe we can repeat an IVUS across and see what the result is. So this is what the result across the LAD. Let's have the IVUS again.
better.
It's better now. Ostial LAD is also fine. LCX is okay. Let me have a look in the epicaudal. Epicaudal, please.
Yeah. So the angioplasty result.
Somewhat RO. So here we are at the left main and ostial LCX, which are okay.
Anybody from the panel wants to say anything?
Still after the dilatation with the NC balloon, I think there is residual stenosis, and opium type of high pressure balloon should be used at that level. Second, ostium is missed, and we have to look for the ostium.
Yes, there is a space between the stent and the ostium of the LAD, but evidently that area seems to be significantly matching with the stent area. So your question could be that whether one should put another stent overlapping the previous one. That would, which reaches right exactly up to the ostium.
As the IVUS area is fine, there is no significant plaque at the ostium. Diagnostic angiogram also didn't show much of the disease at the ostium, and therefore, I'm not going to put another stent across the ostial LAD. Maybe a check angiogram at follow-up in this particular patient will guide us about if there is any need to go ahead for further stenting across.
This is the
Epicranial.
final IVUS.
So I am getting some difficulty in pushing the IVUS catheter across. Let me have a look from here itself what the IVUS is. So here we are after having a 3.5 millimeter balloon at 18 atmosphere being dilated across the stented segment. It's well opposed. This is the area where 360 degree of calcification is there. There is
It's
some
better now. I think it's distinctly better. But
and this is the ostial LAD, and here comes the left main, which is again calcified. Stop.
Is better, but not, maybe we would go again with the 3.5 at 24 atmosphere, 22. Make
Okay.
it a little bit.
or a 4 balloon and moderate pressure instead of 3.4 balloon
Yeah,
and
but
moderate pressure.
I
What's the
prefer to
size?
go
Is it
with
4
the
millimeter?
smaller at higher pressure.
Let me go ahead with 3.75 across instead of 4.
Or maybe just use the same, the 3.5, and go higher pressure. You get a little bit of compliance when you go to
3.5
higher
balloon.
pressure. Don't have to open a new balloon.
Let me go ahead with a 3.5 at 22 in the mid part where it seems there is somewhat under expanded stent across 360 degree of the calcification. 3.5 है ना आपने proximal size of vessel is 4.2. Ostial LAD is 4.2.
Dr. Mehta, can I make a comment? I'm here.
Yeah.
Doctor, here, I'm here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Ajit.
Sir, just
Ajit, you were supposed to be here.
no, I'm okay, sir. Just I want to see the pre-angioplasty areocaudal because I thought there was a lesion at the ostium of the LAD. If
see.
there is a lesion in the ostium of the LAD, then how safe would it be to leave the ostium alone, even though you have a reasonable luminal diameter post procedure?
He did the IVUS.
Yeah,
Apart
but
from-
there was I thought there was a lesion in the ostium of the LAD, sir.
Can you show the areocaudal view
Yes,
again?
yes, please. Just wait for a moment.
The angiographic areocaudal view.
2020. 22. Negative. Next, you diagnostic.
Yeah.
So here This is the epicaudal. There is a foreshortening of the ostial LAD next view.
There is a
And here if you
ostial
see
region, very tight.
epicranial, the
Jit?
ostial LAD is okay. Next view. This is somewhat overlapping. Next view. Spider, again overlapping is there. So these are the view, and I feel the ostium is fine. IVUS again has shown a good area across the ostium of the LAD. A close follow-up, of course, is required to see whether there any disease progression across the ostial LAD. As the IVUS result is fine, I don't feel like there is need to put another stent, though it's going to be very easy to put another stent across the ostium of the LAD. Any comment from the panel?
Yeah,
Dr. Khan?
after stanting, you have taken a picture of arteriocaudal. A proper arteriocaudal is there.
Let me have a
And
look.
there the ostium of the LAD has been well visualized. So while positioning the stent, it was a bit
So let's have a
proximal
look over
was
here.
better,
Let's have a look after
because a
post-dilation.
small part
This
of the
is
ostium
why,
is already spared.
and let's have a look on the RO as well.
Post-stent arteriocaudal with the same corresponding view.
So here we are with the arteriocaudal. This is what. And this
No question that there is a portion of the ostium which is not covered.
Yes.
You could make a point to place a short 8 millimeter 4 stent.
okay, give me a balloon. Give me a balloon across. Balloon and a 3.5 millimeter balloon. See, this particular area is being stented. Arteriocaudal, it seems like that the ostium is not been covered, but then this part is very well covered. I can very well see over here a stent across ostium, so there is no need for area across the ostial LAD is 9.12 millimeter square. And let me put a stent across to show the stent boost till what extent the LAD stent is extending. Though this in this particular way, it seems that the ostium of the LAD is having some unextended segment, but then let me put a balloon, do the stent boost to demonstrate that the stent is well been extended up to the ostium of the LAD in this particular view.
Rajesh,
Yes,
I mean,
please.
your decision will be final, no question.
Okay, fine.
But the point is, it's so easy to place a small stent there.
That's
and
right.
This is uncovered area for sure.
So let me have
Might
a
not be
look at-
flow limiting, but whatever you decide. But some of us feel that it is safer, better
fine.
to have a stand
Fine.
platform in that area.
Fine. So here we are. If you see this particular view, and let's put the stand boost. Just. So if you see, the stent is getting well extended up to the ostium. My balloon proximal end is well within the stent. Previous angio. No, back, same. And here if you see, the stent, the balloon is at the same position where the stent boost is there. So I feel there is adequate coverage of the ostium of the LAD. And maybe we can have a look in the epicranial as well. Just give a epicranial. So here we are with a balloon which is there well across the ostium of the LAD, and let's go ahead for the stent boost. Let's have a look. And here is the stent boost. So it's been well covered. I personally feel like maybe a 1 or 2 millimeter. Can you explain? Can you have a measurement in the IVUS? What's the distance between the edge of the stent and the left main? It's a 3 mm. The gap is 3 mm between the two. So after having a dilatation with the 3.5, do you want me to go ahead for repeat IVUS to look for how much under expanded stent is there across the mid part of the stent? Do we have enough time? How much time more? Let me go ahead and have the repeat IVUS done across the stented segment.
You have post-dilated again with
Yes.
higher pressure.
High pressure. There is some kink in the IVUS. Can I have the IVUS catheter, new IVUS catheter? I had dilated it with 3.5 millimeter balloon at 22 atmosphere, and let me have a repeat IVUS across. Any comment about the ostial RCA from the panel side?
Ostial RCA, did you say?
Yes, that's right, the anomalous RCA.
The anomalous.
Anomalous, yeah. Well, you said it's not a dominant vessel. And
That's
the
right.
site looks really big.
Can you go
So
back?
should not be any.
Back, back, back. Okay, just leave it.
There could be some plaque shift, or it could
That's
be a
right. There
carina
is some
shift.
plaque shift. I have kept a
And
wire.
carina shift could be. The ostial appearance is somewhat more restricted than it was before.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah.
But the flow is good, and therefore I am not intended to go out for any dilatation at this moment of time. Okay, so here I removed the wire from the right coronary. There is a good flow across the LED left main. Next view. This is what the L6 is fine, left main is okay. Ostium I feel is well covered with the stent. Anomalous RCA is having a good flow across. Next. And then as there was a comment about the L6 disease over there, so we have done the IVUS across the left main to left circumflex, and this is the IVUS run. Can somebody run the IVUS? So left circumflex is how much? It's a 4.5. There is some disease at the ostium with the eccentric calcification, and this is the run across the left circumflex to the left main, which is fine without having any significant stenosis. So this is the proximal part, and here we come into the left main. Which are relatively disease free. Next. So that's all about, and then we have achieved the local hemostasis by putting a per close device across, and then bleeding got stopped, everything is fine, patient is okay. Any further comment?
No, I think, thank you. This was a very nice demonstration of an ostial LAD. And congratulations. And
thank you, sir.
Please
Thank you very much.
Please give Dr. Varghia a big hand, please.
Thank you very much.